My name is Bransyn Smith. I first started riding about 8 years now, almost. About 8 years ago. Started riding with actually my little brother. Yeah, he actually first got me into riding. Pretty much the story behind it, Rylan started riding before me. I used to skate, we used to race motocross and all that, and we would go to the skate parks. He used to rollerblade and then hopped on a scooter, and I always skated. And hopped on a scooter one day and I liked it, like it was really fun. So I kind of did like half and half, scootering and skating for a little while. And then this one kid came to me at the compound one day, like maybe 6 years ago, 5 years ago. And he said, why don't you just scooter? It's like, you look like you're really good at it. So I don't know, I just kind of took that from there and just scootered on from there and just kept with it. And I haven't really touched the skateboard since, just kind of messed around here and there, but scootering just kind of took off. I kind of like, because I used to ride BMX too and skating, and scootering is just kind of a mix of both for me. So like I like doing like grab tricks like on skateboards, but I also like doing like big airs that you can do on a bike. So it's kind of a good mix of both. Probably a tail whip, well, bunny hop, but yeah, tail whip would have to be my first trick. Rylan then taught me how to bar spin a little shortly after, and then 360s. Greatly. It's affected them in every way possible. When I first started out, I didn't know that front side, like there was a difference really. I didn't know there was a naturally preferred way to do it, so I just kind of grew up doing it. Me and my brother both spin front side naturally and naturally heel whip. But it's kind of helped us in a way. It's made it difficult to do like your average tricks like buttercups, all that stuff. But it's kind of made us more unique than almost every rider out there. So it's definitely helped us a lot to stand out from everyone else.
If you could naturally spin the backside, would you? Or do you like how you ride right now?
I've thought about it so many times. I thought like, yes, it would make it a lot easier to do most tricks. But I kind of like naturally spinning front-sided. I like being different. Honestly, I'd have to say one of my favorite riders is Jesse Aikita. Another one up there would be Tyler Bonner. I didn't really know too many pros or anything about it at first, so honestly, I'd have to say my little brother. He definitely inspired me to like go big and stuff. We kind of just worked each other up and inspired each other to do different tricks and stuff like that. One front peg on the right. I don't know. At first I just threw it on there. I used to run 2 pegs. I used to try 2 pegs on the front. I've tried like every different combination, and I've just always felt more comfortable with one front peg. I used to have the one front peg on the right, and I learned how to toothpick backside naturally. So I would turn my bars around to toothpick, and I finally got them front side, and then I learned how to back crook. So it kind of worked out in the end for everything because I love back crooks, and then I can do front tooths. So it works out. I don't really use it for Smiths or anything like that though. Okay, so at Woodward, Cramps and I, if you guys don't know who Chris Cramps is, he's kind of a gap whore, if you will. we were trying to hit this bank over a hubba to flat ground into the art park at Woodward West. And I was going a little too fast at it. I had already landed 2 tricks over the gap, a nose bonk and then just a T-bog over it. And this one I just wanted to do a simple heel whip over it. I was going too fast, hit the bottom of the bank, and it bucked me forward midway, and there was no way of getting out of it. Fell straight onto my shoulder onto the flat concrete. And it popped. I actually didn't clarify this on Instagram. I didn't break it. I separated my AC joint, so all 3 of the tendons that connect your collarbone to your shoulder tore. So my collarbone was just completely separated from my shoulder, and yeah, so going on about a month and a half since that now. Not like this, no. I've had concussions mainly, and then just like little breaks and sprains here and there, but nothing where I've been out and having to do physical therapy and stuff like that. So it's definitely been really hard on me, just sitting in the house, not being able to do anything. I've actually just been able to drive since 2 weeks ago. So no driving for a month or anything. That's one, yeah, I forgot to get into that. So when I was at Worlds, the ISA World Finals, I think it was 2014. Yeah, 2014. We were in London. We were there for a week touring around before the World Finals. And as the week went on, I kept scraping this knee over and over and over again. And I never cleaned it out. I'd never been like a clean freak with any like cuts or anything like that. And so as the week went on, the day of the comp, my knee and my whole leg started to get kind of swollen, and I never really thought anything of it. And then after the comp, we left, went to downtown London, and I started getting a fever and chills and started throwing up once we got to this cheap, cheesy motel room with like no AC or anything. It was just blazing hot, so I was sitting in there by myself for 2 days while all of the rest of the micro team went and like toured around London. And then I called up my team manager the next morning. I was supposed to fly to Switzerland that day and stay there for another week, but I called the US distributor of micro, and I was like, hey, I need to go home like today. I can't bear this anymore. I don't know what's wrong. I just need to get home. So got off the phone with him. They paid an extra $5,000 to change my flights over. So get in this taxi. I can't even walk at this point on this leg. It was so swollen and hurt so bad. Get in the taxi. They wheelchair me to the check-in area. I was just about to get my boarding passes. As soon as they hand me the ticket, I start almost seizing. My chest starts cramping up. I couldn't breathe at all. They had to call the paramedics in. They rushed me to the hospital. They got me there, took a bunch of blood tests. They said, you have cellulitis and pancreatitis. So the pancreatitis, I had fallen on my fist earlier in the week and knocked the wind out of myself, and I didn't think anything of it. But from that, I couldn't have food or water for 2 days, just IV fluids. With the cellulitis, they said it was so advanced it had reached into my bloodstream, and they said if I had waited maybe 3 or 4 more days, I probably would have died. So luckily we caught it when we did, and I was in that hospital for about 5 to 6 days, about a week, and just by myself for the most part. While I was in the hospital, I think it was the first or second night I was there, Tiffany and Ollie Kermani from Razor came and visited me. They were really cool. They brought me some candy and stuff, even though for the first 2 days I was there, I couldn't even eat it. So I had to just sit and look at it for a couple days. And luckily, the district guys were the only ones left out there. And Dave Ward was actually really, really helpful in all of that. He came to visit me every day for a couple hours a day. If it weren't for him, I would have been completely bored out of my mind. There was no Wi-Fi, no TVs, my phone didn't work, so I was just sitting staring at 4 walls for 5-6 days. And luckily, made it out of there okay. They wanted to keep me there another couple weeks, but I told them just to get me well enough to where I can make the flight home to LA. So I had to discharge myself against the doctor's orders to come home. Got on the flight home with Dave and Cam Ward and all the district guys, landed in LA. They rushed me to the hospital there. I was on IV antibiotics for 2 days there, got home, and I was out for about 2 months doing just oral antibiotics. And my calf was so swollen right when I got back. It was about as big as my thigh. So just basically thigh straight down was the same size. And it was just nasty. I couldn't walk, couldn't do anything. I had to wheelchair around the house and hop into the shower with my leg sticking straight up. It was probably worse than this by far. This sucks, but yeah, that was terrible. That was by far the worst experience of my life. There's been a bunch of debate. We could go back and forth all damn day about this. I went to the SMX meeting at Corey and Capron's house. I said my 2 cents as well as Jake Hershey did. If it weren't for Jake Hershey, by the way, no one would have said anything. Thank you, Jake, for that. So, I get where they're going with it, and it's a good idea. However, if it's not going to be big enough in their time, we can't force this to do anything. We can't force scootering to get big within the next year. It has to gradually happen by itself. Skateboarding did not change their name to become big. Skateboarding is where it is today because of years and years of work to get it to where it is. That's what we have to do. Sorry, but we can't force it. If they want to make money right now, I'm sorry, like it's not going to happen for a little while. We have to let it gradually get there. And it's getting there. It takes time. There's a few more problems with the name itself, SMX. Like my brother and I both come from motocross racing and stuff like that. SMX actually stands for Super Motocross. And if you Google SMX right now and look at images, supermoto bikes will pop up. Yeah, I don't think there was too much homework put into that aspect of it. And that's what I showed them and told them about that. And also, scooter motocross does not make sense. I know it's just kind of piggybacking off of BMX, but they worked long and hard for 30 years to actually get that a household name. So I feel like it's almost kind of cheating and kind of an insult to the BMX community if we want to just kind of piggyback off of them and call it SMX rather than scootering. It is what it is. It's scootering. That's what we do. Yeah. That's just my opinion on it. I do and I don't. I do in that, like it's pushing our sport and stuff like that, but some kids are taking it way too far and just kind of posting childish things and making all of us kind of look really immature to the rest of the action sports communities. Like you look at skateboarding, stuff like that, you don't see them acting like kids and 5-year-olds on their Instagrams, like posting random videos on hoverboards, stuff like that. Just like post scootering, post what you do and post it to like impress other people on scootering and show them what we can do, not like what's entertaining for 7-year-olds. You know what I mean? So it's a bittersweet kind of thing. Like I don't know, it can go both ways with it. These questions, dude, the vlogs. I have a few videos coming out on my YouTube channel talking about vlogs and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. It's all about the money, all of it. And it's just, there's no effort put into these videos. There's no heart put behind them at all. There's no heart put behind it. It's just, bleep this out, bullshit. But it is really, honestly, like post scootering stuff. That's what you do. All these people are just trying to make money. Tanner led the way in vlogs. I'll give him respect for that. Like I'll give Tanner the respect for that. But it's still like it's not what we do. Scootering is what we do, and they're not posting any content of that. If it is, it's like this much compared to this much vlogging and daily just random stuff that doesn't have anything to do with what we actually do. If you would have asked me that 2 years ago or more, backflip for sure. Now, backlip, I would say. mean, people say, yeah, I'm street now, blah, 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 but I still ride everything, park, street, whatever. I ride my scooter. No. Yeah, no, I hate that. Now when I show up to skate parks and stuff like that, kids ask me all the time, are you park or street? I tell them I ride a scooter. You can't categorize people into park or street. If you do that, you're just lessening yourself as a rider. You know, you got to be good at everything. Like, look at Gus Reimer. He kills rails, kills anything. He kills the mini mega ramp, and then goes and does a 270 heel lip on like a 12 rail. Yeah, he's definitely, in my opinion, one of the best all-around riders in the world. Yeah, actually, myself, Ryland, and Nolan, all of the Micro US team, we are going to Australia this August for about a month. And then this summer, hopefully, we will all go to Barcelona. I'm planning on going even regardless of if I qualify for a few months to stay with Kareem and then Policina. Sushi because I grew up loving seafood and I've always wanted to try new different foods. I really love pretty much any Asian food, Thai, anything like that. But yeah, sushi is by far my favorite. I would really like to see it become sort of mainstream, but not really big to where it's shoved into everyone's faces. I don't care if it's an X Games or not. Honestly, I lost all respect for X Games in the past couple of years, ever since they brought MLG into the extreme games. So that makes zero sense to me, why you would bring Xbox games into extreme action sports. So yeah, as far as X Games, that's not my goal anymore for that. I would like it to be more of something like a street league now, do something along those lines. Rob Dyrdek has definitely done his part in pushing skateboarding to where it is now, and that would be something that would be really cool for our sport. I really would want to get like a fat 270 heel whip to back lip on like the Hollywood 16. That would be my dream, like street trick. And then park, I mean, Jacob Derez already did it, and props to him for doing it. I've always wanted to do backflip front scoot, since like front scoots used to be my thing. But yeah, he beat me to it. But I'll still give it a go when I'm able to ride again. I would say cannonball front scoot. That was probably the coolest feeling trick when I landed it. I landed it for the first time at a best trick comp on my last try at Escondido. So that was a pretty cool feeling trick. Kids have been asking me lately because I just recently hit 10K on Instagram, and kids have been asking me in the past couple weeks, like, why don't I have a bigger following? Honestly, I don't know. I could ask you guys that. I've been around for a while. That's why a lot of kids ask me. Like, I've been around for about 8 years now. I've been pro for 4 or 5 years, and have been winning comps and stuff like that. But it's probably because I don't make too many edits. That's probably the main reason. I don't pump out a lot. I mean, it's just kind of me and my brother filming each other, and I didn't learn how to edit or anything until recently, so. Well, I was filming for a web edit, and it was gonna be mostly street edit, but kind of a mix of everything. But since I'm hurt, I'm actually working on a quick release edit that will probably be released in the next 2 weeks or so, maybe a week. The link to the edit will be in my bio. When it's released, I'll post it up on my Instagram right here. And then it'll be also in the link of the description of this video. So you can find it here, my Instagram, wherever. It'll be everywhere. And then also a Skate Lab sessions edit with just all of the homies that were at Skate Lab a couple weeks ago. And just little things like that, maybe throwaway and fails and bails. But yeah. Thanks you guys at the Scooter Farm for doing this interview for me. I also want to thank my sponsors, Micro Extreme Worldwide, Scooter Zone, Epic, Hawkers, Elites. And I would also like to thank all of you guys out there for watching my interview. I'm Bransyn Smith.